Good Thursday afternoon to you. I'm meteorologist Vin Crosby out here, looking over the foothills. If you can see the foothills, the smoke continues. No big story there. We've been inundated with it now for weeks. We haven't had rain in a long time, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any in the short term either. But we will get some thunderstorm activity, and that's the bad news. Because of the thunderstorm activity and the potential for lightning strikes, obviously it is hot outside. Red flag warnings are posted by the National Weather Service, meaning critical fire, weather danger out there in much of the foothills back to the west. However, the timing is going to be interesting on this red flag warning. Matter of fact, their map today, the National Weather Service had the whole state covered in red flag warnings, so I questioned because their text said, hey, it doesn't start until Friday noontime, at least in the Boise foothills on up in towards the north. Right now, they are already underway in Malheur County, eastern Oregon, and Hawaii County from today right through Friday evening up to around Friday night, midnight, Saturday morning, 12 a.m. So a little confusion on the timing, but here's what you need to know. You need to know that thunderstorms will be around in eastern Oregon back towards the Owahis overnight tonight. Some of those may drift and send gusty winds down into the Treasure Valley overnight. We could get some lightning sparks in and around the Snake River Valley towards the tail end of some of these thunderstorms when they're in their waning phase or diminishing stage. But we'll keep you posted on that. You can see the satellite picture and the clouds across much of the west. All those little white dots coming into the northwest, those are afternoon thunderstorms. You can see they are forming back towards the west of Idaho. Let me paint on the winds for you. Notice how the winds kind of go up to our west, then dip down off of the California coast, and then rotate around. Just follow those clouds and the wind barbs, and you can see exactly where the jet stream's kind of situated. That system, that little dip or buckle in the jet stream, is going to move our way tomorrow very slowly, and so that's why the red flag warning goes all the way through late Friday night into early Saturday morning for the potential of thunderstorms to fire up. Let's take a look at the radar. You can see some thunderstorms isolated on the radar up around eastern areas of Oregon, back around Hawaii County. And then the forecast model is actually showing these thunderstorms moving on up from the southwest towards the northeast. Now, notice how they really enhance in eastern Oregon, back towards southwest Idaho and the Owahis, and then down towards the Magic Valley through the overnight hours tonight and in towards possibly the daybreak hours. Now, most of the time, I'd say 70% of the time, we see the thunderstorms diminish after midnight, and that should be the trend. But one model is kind of holding a little bit of that thunderstorm activity going in towards the midnight hour, so that's certainly something we're going to have to watch very closely overnight tonight. Also notice the lightning strikes. This blue shade here is lightning data, and so that's going to come through, and notice how the lightning activity does make it. And Canyon County down to the southwest, that little area blue kind of gets to the Snake River down there around Marsing, Melbourne. So that's what we're worried about, maybe the possibility of some lightning strikes there. Then they diminish. That's overnight tonight going in towards daybreak tomorrow. And then this gust of wind that will come through from some of these storms. Notice this red and yellow area kind of bursting up, coming in from the southwest to the northeast, over the Owahis and down through the Treasure Valley. That's around 15 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts. So if any fires do get going with some of these storms, there may be some fanning of the flames with those winds from the thunderstorms that will form to our west and southwest overnight tonight, and then we'll do a whole repeat performance on that during the day tomorrow. All right, let's talk about the smoke. One of the coolest new pieces of information from the computer forecast model is a model on where the smoke is going to go, where the thick smoke's going to go. Check this out. Of course, those darker shades of red and purples and all that, that's where the smoke is real thick. You can see it stretching California all the way up through Oregon, back through Montana and across Idaho. Notice, though, that the veil of smoke over southern Idaho loosens up a bit from the south going to the north as we go in over the next, say, 12 hours. That's interesting. And then that veil of cloud cover is going to be dispersed as that system from the west kind of moves here. It's going to squeeze southerly winds into the mid-levels of the atmosphere and help take some of that smoke away. I do see Eventually, especially after Friday night, we're going to see the clouds kind of form, the smoke come back into play. The fire is obviously going to continue going. They're very large, and unfortunately, more fire starts are likely with this next scenario over the next 4 to 8 hours. So the smoke isn't going away anytime soon. Like I said in my previous forecast, I don't believe we'll get rid of all the particulates in the atmosphere until probably late September, early October, when we get a chance for some soaking rains, and that may not even happen too. So going to be an interesting kind of weather pattern here over the next couple of months. And then, of course, we'll go into winter, and we're not even going to talk about that yet. Let's get done with summer. Temperatures are going to cool down a little bit as that next system moves on in. We'll have the temperatures drop back into the low 90s. That certainly will help some firefighting efforts in the overnight hours as those overnight cool temperatures settle on in. But in the meantime, red flag warnings are up. It's going to get nasty, and little isolated storms popped up around the area, mainly in the Owahis, mainly in eastern areas of Oregon. But that activity stands a chance to be dotted, 1 or 2 in the Boise foothills tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. That's Friday afternoon, Friday night, and then going on in towards Saturday morning. So unfortunately, not great news when it comes to the smoke, the heat, and the fire front. That's it from the Weather Show with Vin Crosby here on YouTube. Please share this video. Please subscribe. Please have your friends and family do the same. We appreciate you so much.